What does it cost to stand for truth? For the believers in Pergamum, it cost everything. Living in the shadow of what Jesus refers to as Satan's throne, a city that was dominated by pagan temples and emperor worship, the Christians were faced with daily pressure to bow their knee to false gods. Yet they stood firm even when Antipas' martyrdom painted their streets with faithful blood. In Revelation 2:13, Jesus points out their courage. He says, "I know that you live in the city where Satan has his throne, yet you have remained loyal to me." Jesus himself acknowledging their steadfast faith in the darkest of places. They refused to deny his name even when death stalked their streets. But then comes an unexpected turn. These same believers who were so courageous against external threats left themselves unguarded against internal compromise. Like the Israelites who wandered in the wilderness, they tolerated those who sought to blend pagan practices with true worship. While persecution couldn't shake their faith, false teaching began to corrupt them from the inside. Jesus introduces himself to this church as the one who holds the sharp two-edged sword, and now they needed the sword. While they bravely faced the emperor's blade, they needed truth's sharp edge to cut through the compromises that they were willing to make for the sake of physical comfort. Their story mirrors our own struggles. How often do we stand firm against obvious threats while allowing subtle compromises to take root in our hearts? We reject blatant heresy but entertain comfortable distortions of truth. We resist persecution but welcome worldly wisdom dressed in spiritual language. Yet Jesus doesn't just confront, he offers hope. To those who overcome, he promises hidden manna, a white stone with a new name. Think about that. To a church struggling with eating food that was sacrificed to idols, he offers heaven's own bread. To believers tempted by worldly acceptance, he promises a personal identity known only between them and their Lord. The message to Pergamum reminds us that complete faithfulness requires both courage and discernment. We must stand firm against external pressure while guarding against internal compromise. Truth's sharp edge must cut both ways, defending us against persecution while exposing the subtle lies we're tempted to embrace. Today, as we gather in our small groups, let's examine our own hearts. Where are we courageously standing firm? Where have we allowed compromise to creep in? Remember, the same Jesus who commended Pergamum's courage stands ready to strengthen us with heaven's manna and mark us with his own name.